This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
It is Saturday, June 6th. Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We're here to unpack the day's noise and get to the signal.
Let's jump right into our view for the day. It's about the death of the analog firewall.
You're talking about the National Transportation Safety Board. The NTSB yanked their audio records offline.
Exactly. For years, they published visual spectrograms, basically pictures of sound waves. They assumed that because humans can't hear a picture, the data was safe.
But the firewall was only as strong as human limitations. Artificial intelligence doesn't have those limits. It can reverse engineer those pictures back into crisp audio.
It creates a massive structural problem. The NTSB's old trick for transparency is now a privacy liability.
And here is the power analysis. When institutions can't obscure data through format switching, their default reaction won't be better security. It will be total opacity.
Precisely. If they can't hide it in plain sight, they'll lock it in a vault. It's a direct conflict between artificial intelligence capabilities and legacy transparency.
The result? Less public access, not more. Artificial intelligence isn't just changing how we process data. It's changing how institutions define what they are willing to share.
Moving to the global overview. Let's talk about this new data-barter economy.
It's fascinating. Firms are offering free household services, like cleaning, in exchange for first-person video data.
It sounds like a bargain. But look at the resource flow. You aren't paying with cash. You are paying with the privacy of your living room.
That video is fuel for robotic systems. You are essentially letting them mine your home to build their next product.
It turns your personal life into a raw resource.
Speaking of resources, let's look at Bolivia. They are sitting on massive mineral reserves, but those reserves are staying in the ground.
Why? Because investors want certainty. They need stable legal ground to commit long-term capital.
Domestic unrest creates a risk premium. That cost is so high that investors would rather walk away than drill. So, the green energy transition, which needs those minerals, hits a wall.
And briefly, on the bureaucratic front, FIFA is clashing with New York City over water policies for the World Cup.
It's the classic friction of global mandates versus local realities. FIFA has a top-down rule. The city has to manage the ground-level outcome. When centralized authority ignores local context, you get immediate pushback.
And just a quick update on kinetic stagnation. Ukraine and Gaza remain in that same cycle. Diplomatic efforts and ground-level reality are still not speaking the same language.
Let's shift to the European perspective. John, you've been looking at the supersonic aviation news.
Right. NASA is racking up supersonic flights, but don't get distracted by the speed itself. The real metric is logistics.
How so?
Think of the tyranny of distance. If you can cut transit time by half, you aren't just moving people faster. You are compressing the economic footprint of global trade. It turns distance from a fixed cost into a manageable variable.
That changes where capital gets deployed. Speaking of capital, look at Italy. They've locked in 3 major data center investments in 30 days.
That is aggressive.
It's because data residency is the new industrial zoning. Companies want their brains, their servers, physically located where policy keeps costs low and power high. Italy is essentially turning geography into a leased utility.
Smart. Also, a quick note on the health sector. A study in JAMA Network Open suggests our standard mental health diagnostic interviews aren't as reliable as we thought.
That matters for capital allocation. If the gold standard for diagnosis is flawed, then every dollar spent on pharmaceuticals or digital solutions based on that diagnosis is hitting a target that isn't really there.
It's a massive efficiency gap. We're pouring resources into a model that lacks validation.
And lastly, a dash of volatility. Mira Andreeva's victory at the French Open. It's a reminder that even in structured, elite sports ecosystems, fresh talent periodically forces a reset of the hierarchy.
That's the temperature for the day.
For innovation, the heat is high. We are seeing a scramble to secure data and infrastructure, and a defensive retreat on privacy.
For society, it's a moment of recalibration. We're starting to see the true cost of free services and the limitations of our diagnostic models.
And for global trends, uncertainty remains the dominant currency, whether it's minerals in Bolivia or rules in New York.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, we are listener-supported. That means no corporate sponsors and no hidden agendas.
Consider supporting the mission if you find value in independent analysis.
We will see you on the next one. Stay sharp.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.